last couple of days, a contrasting attitude. I talked to Michael Jordan, and he said, as fired up as I've seen him in quite some time, we still have the same goals. We know it has to go through Detroit, and we are ready. On the Detroit side, when I saw them come to the stadium today, it reminded me of that picture of those soldiers marching with the beat up and bandaged with the pipe and the drum. That's the way they look. But one thing they do have in Detroit is pride, championship pride. When I spoke to Isaiah Thomas, he said, all year long I've been reading that Chicago wanted us badly. Well, here we are, so let's get it on.
All right, Ahmad, and over the last 4 years, the Chicago Bulls 12-28 against the Detroit Pistons, including the playoffs. Detroit has knocked out the Bulls each of the last 3 seasons, the last 2 in the conference finals. They did it in 6 in 1989. They did it in 7 a year ago. The official, Jake O'Donnell, Jess Kersey, and Jack Neese. Game 1 of the best of 7. As James Edwards gets set to go on the opening tip against Bill Cartwright. The Chicago Bulls in control.
Fire back in to make the Bulls pay the price offensively.
Paxson switched off and was able to steal, leading to this. Beer. Jordan played by Dumars. Jordan with the spin. And Rodman on the rebound. Jordan stealing. And Edwards able to recover.
Keep in mind, this Bull team likes to hang around rebounds at the defensive end for steals and turnovers, and Jordan's the best at it.
Sally. Good play by Pippen on a double-up. And Jordan was able to deflect it away.
The difference between the Bulls double teams and a lot of other teams is the aggressiveness. They're strong, tight, aggressive.
Yes, and it counts. The foul committed by John Sally, and a lot of conversation taking place on the court.
This is the most I've ever seen Michael Jordan talk to the opposition during the course of the game. I think Ahmad mentioned it before the game. He's never seen him as focused as he is for this one. He wants to take that next step along with this franchise.
The Bulls 18 and the Pistons 8. Oh, Thomas had to save it. Another steal by Jordan, putting the move on Dumars. Detroit will talk it over. Well, it was anticipated that this would be a physical series, and Michael Jordan told us prior to the game that he's wary of Detroit's tactics.
What they portrayed 2 years ago and been very successful at doing that is a little dirty plays and the roughness that they try to intimidate teams. And they've been very successful with it, and now other teams are trying to do that to see if they can get success from it. So I think it has dirtied the game of basketball, but still basketball's got to be played. And I'm not going to complain about it. I still got to go out and play, but I got to at least have an eye opening for different types of dirty play that I may face.
Of course, the Pistons have a different point of view concerning what Michael Jordan just turned it over, referred to as dirty play.
That's their style. They're a physical team. They get after you defensively, and they kind of enjoy the fact that they have people talking and thinking about it a lot. As long as he has the hot hand, see if they can get it back to Aguirre.
Vinnie Johnson, who just checked in, had that shot deflected.
If Vinnie would have had a little more patience, he had the switch. Paxson was on Aguirre. He just got it up a little too soon.
Pretty look. Michael Jordan to Bill Cartwright. Had the shot, but Lambeer able to recover. Here's Jordan. Yes. Michael Jordan is 4 out of 8 in this first half. Game 2 will take place here in Chicago on Tuesday. Jordan sweeping through. Cartwright on the rebound. And Rodman and Jordan going at each other. This has been brewing throughout the first half. Michael Jordan just gave Rodman a little tap, as if to say, let's forget about it. All right, Jordan on the drive just a moment ago, and this is what took place. They continued talking as they headed back down court. And then Jordan and Rodman got physical with each other. Michael in the face of Dennis, the official Jack Neese, able to keep them away. A good play by Armstrong, skirting the sideline. Here's Jordan. It will count. A goaltend has been called, so Jordan gets credit for his first field goal of the second half.
Jack.
21 points for Vinnie Johnson. Dumars guarding Jordan. Laimbeer stepping out. Jordan is clobbered. Isaiah Thomas looking for the jump ball, but is called for the foul.
And Isaiah did not try to take him down intentionally. He reached behind and was trying to get the ball from behind his head to tie him up.
Chicago Bulls over the Detroit Pistons in Game 1 by the score of 94-83.
Michael Jordan, he has been named the Edge MVP of the NBA, and he is receiving that award tonight. Here's Chicago Stadium Public Address announcer Ray Clay with the presentation.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, please direct your attention to center court, where NBA Commissioner David Stern will present the 1991 Edge NBA Most Valuable Player of the Year Award.
Michael, I know that millions of basketball fans around the world, not to mention 18,000 here and a few million in Chicago, join me in congratulating you on a great season and your second MVP award. I'd like to ask Chuck Goldthwait, Vice President of SC Johnson Company, to help me make the presentation.
Chicago Bulls fans everywhere know this year's Most Valuable Player Award has an heir apparent. This heir led the scoring in the NBA for the 5th consecutive time, and led your very own Chicago Bulls to the best record they've ever had in their franchise history. On behalf of SC Johnson Wax, makers of Edge Shave Gel, America's #1 shaving preparation, it's my pleasure to present the 1991 Edge Most Valuable Player Award to Michael Jordan.
Congratulations, Michael, and thank you, Commissioner Stern, Chuck Goldthwait, and Ed Shave Gel.
We saw the officials this evening, and those men will have their hands full tonight. We are underway from Chicago Stadium. Dumars on Jordan.
That's a clear out. Nice. Even though you can get Michael and you stop him, once he elevates, he has incredible vision and will always deliver the pass to someone who has a better shot than him. That was Detroit's first offensive rebound.
Jordan for 2. Give him a 10, 14 already for Dumars. Not bad considering he had 9 in game 1. Jordan for 2.
This is like the shootout at OK Corral. They're bringing Aguirre on the baseline.
Tries to spin on Grant. No place to go. Jordan slapping the ball away.
It's showtime. Get the cameras rolling. With Scottie Pippen and Michael Jordan, you have two of the top 5 steel men in this league.
There's about a 1-second difference as Aguirre has 8 points this period between the game and the shot clock. Paxson will take his time.
They're bringing Cartwright to the ball. Now Michael's on a one-on-one.
Jordan from outside, and he's got it.
Big thing here, you have 5 seconds, Detroit.
Rodman, an off-balance shot won't go, and that is the way the half will end. The shot will not count. Detroit has T-shirts that say, "We're doing it the hard way." And they are again this evening. The Bulls lead in intermission, 49-41. Dumars punching away at the ball on Jordan. Jordan pulls the trigger.
The penalty. Now this is a real battle here right now. Dumars allowed to put his hands on him. Call that hand checking. Great move by Michael. Nice little push off and the basket. They're going to allow this one to go. A lot of hand checking, a lot of pushing off at the forearm.
Well, Phil Jackson was concerned prior to game 1. He says that Detroit gets away with a lot of hard hand checking. Jordan stops back, gets the 3.
Oh, yes.
And he points at Dennis Rodman.
Yeah, and he wanted a foul. He said he got hit on the forearm. He wanted a 4-point play. There's been very little trapping of Michael up until this time.
They wanted to make Michael work defensively. Jordan, the pull-up, elevates way above Joe Dumars. Points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists, couple of steals and a block. Jordan.
Once again, Michael has surprised Joe by elevating quickly. Not allow him to get it back.
The Bulls have lost the last 3 years in the Eastern Conference Finals to Detroit. Jordan for 3. Count it! Bulls' biggest lead of the game. It is 17 points.
And 20. You just can't get it done on the road that way.
Michael Jordan, who Chuck Daly says has been just totally clobbering the Jordan rules. He's beating it every game. Livingston steals it away.
Great play by Cliff.
Jordan. Will he spot up for the 3 inside to Livingston? He completes it.
That's the way to reward a guy when he did a great defensive job. Michael could have held that ball, but he delivered it right on the money.
All over the floor. Johnson has hit 8 of his last 9 shots, and it's the last 10 Piston points, making 8 of 10. Livingston.
Nice pass.
Hello! Oh, it almost went down.
Michael, listen, almost had it. I mean, that's right. That ball, he threw that one up almost from behind his back.
I really think he believed he should have made it.
Now, it's a beautiful pass. As he gets fouled, he brings it behind, and he just flips it up on the glass. Almost got the curl.
I love it. He is now 8 of 9 from the line. And even 30 points for Michael Jordan, that is his playoff average. Trying to become the first person since back in 1971 to win the scoring title and an NBA championship. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar with the Milwaukee Bucks, the last to accomplish the feat.
And before that, George Mikan going way back, and Joe Fultz going way back. You're still at 7, and he's going to the line shooting 2.
Joe Dumars is fouled out with 24 points, 5 assists. Michael Jordan, 10 of 11 from the line. He has 32 points, and Chuck Daly now will find himself down 2 games to none, and only 7 teams have been able to come back from that deficit.
Were we concerned about him at halftime with only 8 and no foul shot attempts and no rebounds? I do believe we.
Yeah,
I made a statement there.
I did too. I did too. We've got a timeout, and Jordan is now talking trash with Aguirre, but Michael has something to say. They lead it by 9. How about the MVP award as Michael Jordan picked up the hardware tonight? The most is Kareem. Michael Jordan has 2 with Magic Bird and Malone. 3 MVP honors, and tonight it has been Michael Jordan, 33 points, 7 assists. Chicago, as the Bulls have taken a 2-0 lead in the best-of-7 Eastern Conference Final Series over the Pistons. The final, once again, Chicago 105, Detroit 97. We'll be back.
This the setting about 2 hours. years ago as Michael Jordan and his Bulls, who have stormed through the playoffs, made their way into the Palace of Auburn Hills. For the Pistons, the scene has shifted back home, and Isaiah Thomas and the Pistons say they will be ready to play today, in contrast to what took place in Chicago. In 44 years of playoffs, only 4 teams have successfully rebounded from a 0-2 deficit in a 7-game series. The last time it was accomplished, the Portland Trailblazers, led by Bill Walton, did it at the expense of the Philadelphia 76ers to win the NBA championship. Bulls able to break it up. Jordan, yes. Michael Jordan still bothered by the tendonitis in his left knee.
Ball fake and took it to the basket. Dribble penetration, which forces their defense to rotate inside.
Oh, what a fake by Jordan through the double pump. The first 2 games, the Bulls have shot 42 more free throws than the Pistons. Jordan going glass. He's hit 3 out of 4. When people think of the Chicago Bulls, they think of the offensive onslaught led by Michael Jordan, but statistically, the Bulls are now the top defensive team in the playoffs in 10 years. They have held opponents to 90 points per game.
It's an incredible statistic because during the regular season, they were #1 in the NBA in point differential, meaning difference between what they gave up defensively and what they scored, just over 9 points a game. They're much higher than that in the playoffs.
Final seconds of the half. Jordan, yes. And the Bulls with a strong finish, lead by 8. Here's Henderson, and he fires it.
Very purposeful. They understood what the job was going to be, what the task was, and they've gone about doing it. And right now, Jordan knocking out the jump shot puts them up 60-49. You know, we could be in trouble here, finally, after such a great run.
Jordan got a piece of that last shot attempt, and Jordan does the rest, but an offensive foul is called. Pippen was trying to clear out for Jordan, and so in making the move, he erased the Showtime stuff by Michael.
And Pippen said, wait a minute, I was trying to avoid him, but he grabbed the front of my jersey and kept pulling me into him. That's why it looked like I ran him over. The fast break starts, Pippen will lead it, and as he drops it off, watch Vinny hustle in front, and who's holding who? I'd say the official made a pretty good call.
Shake loose. Also had some knee problems. Bulls lead by 14. Aguirre with the step. Lost it. It will be Detroit ball.
And once again, it's Michael Jordan flying from behind, one of the offensive players after he's beaten his man initially. As Aguirre takes it, watch Jordan come from behind and get the piece. So many layups this year he's saved for the Chicago team. The main handler, they can change up at any time during the game. That's what causes your problems defensively.
Here's Jordan. Oh, what a shot. Forced into the fadeaway with the shot clock down to 2. And some more conversation from Michael Jordan.
Yeah, to the front row people who were saying, no way. He said, no, that's it.
Welcome back to the Palace here in Auburn Hills. Now, last week, Michael Jordan was presented with the Edge MVP Award, his second such award, a very emotional moment and a very proud moment for Michael Jordan. And I imagine a very proud moment for his father, Mr. James Jordan.
How you doing?
All right. A very good moment for your son receiving that award.
Beg your pardon?
A very nice moment for your son receiving that award. It must have been a proud moment for you.
It was something that he'd worked hard for all the year, and, you know, just to see him get it, I thought it was real gratifying.
Now, as we watch the Chicago Bulls team, it looks like they've grown up physically. They have not stepped backwards against this challenge by the Detroit Pistons in terms of their aggression.
Well, you know, from where I sit, I think the difference in the team this year and last year is Chicago came here last year and every other year hoping that they belong. This year they come here to prove that they belong.
All right, well, we will watch them continue to prove that. Thanks for joining me.
Thank you very much.
All right, back to you, Mark.
Boston lost the first 2 games in Boston, lost the series to the Celtics in 7. Nice look as Jordan was able to find Grant. Grant has 13, and the Bulls lead it by 10.
Pick and roll, that's what the guards need to do for Detroit. Keep the dribble alive after the switch and then take them off the dribble to the basket.
Michael Jordan getting terrific possession. 21 for Jordan. Here is Jordan. Well, Dumars has been forcing him to the jump shot, but now Michael Jordan is hitting. Nice time, David, one I know that you selected.
It was outstanding myself.
And Jordan does it again. He has 25, the Bulls 90, and the Pistons 79.
And the ball goes right back into Michael Jordan's hands, the guy that can make it happen by scoring or finding open teammates.
Oh, what a recovery by Jordan. The ball was jarred loose, and he was able to get it back. Dumars went behind the bag. Dumars, what a spectacular shot by Joe Dumars. New York Islanders coming behind to knock off the Pittsburgh Penguins. Well, Detroit is down 2-0, and Michael Jordan has extended the Chicago Bull lead to 103-96. Jordan has 29, as the Bulls hope to come out of today's encounter with a 3-0 lead.
And Michael Jordan also hurt his knee once again after that last shot. Came down the wrong way, struggling, running back down the floor.
Aguirre. The tip by Langbeer. So the Bulls lead 103-98, 2 minutes remaining. In the fourth quarter, the timeout situation, Chicago has 3, Detroit with 3, and a 20. Pippen lost the dribble. Aguirre for Johnson. Jordan back. Dumars. Jordan stays with him. And Jordan comes up with it.
Think about that. 2-on-1 by himself. Michael Jordan with the bad knee gets back there to break it up.
Here's Pippen. The crowd was looking for a travel on Jordan. Pippen, yes, big bucket for Scottie Pippen.
Looks like a sure layup initially. It's going to cut it to a 3-point game. Johnson dishes it off, but now Jordan stops the ball, comes back. Right there is where the Pistons felt the foul took place against Dumars.
So the Chicago Bulls go 3-0 in the best of 7 on the defending world champions. Thomas allowed inside 113-107. 29 for Thomas to lead the Pistons, and that is it. The Chicago Bulls over the Detroit Pistons 113-107 with Game 4 here on Monday afternoon.
I spent considerable time in the Bulls locker room, very business-like attitude. I talked to Michael Jordan. He said, our goal at the beginning of the season was to win the NBA championship, but we had a couple of points we wanted to make on the way. One was to let Detroit know that they've got to get through us, and that rough, aggressive style of play will have no effect on us. Michael said, if we are able to beat Detroit today, we will have made that point with an exclamation mark. And by the way, Marv, Michael was in such a fiery mood, he said he will be all over that court today.
The Detroit Pistons controlling the tip. And here comes Jordan. Michael Jordan going glass, and the Bulls take a 10-8 lead. Bulls knock off the Pistons today. Michael Jordan claims that the whole league will rejoice over the demise of the so-called bad boys. Strong words from Michael, saying people want to push this kind of basketball out, talking to the roughhouse style. I don't feel we're overconfident, but says we want to kill this ball club.
He not only wants to win the game, he wants to put the Piston style of basketball in the background, and let's go with a more open, fluid game and not so much physical attacking as the Pistons have done the past 2 years.
What's your feeling about their style of play?
Well, it's fine for them. I don't think it's fine for the league. I never have. I thought it needs to be open. Let's give the Pistons credit. They deserve the championships.
Long-range pop by Jordan, who is at 2 out of 3 this time. Vinnie Johnson also in the lineup. The Bulls lead by 6 as we get started in the second quarter. Jordan from deep. Michael Jordan has connected on 3 out of 5. That from downtown.
In the story of the series.
Livingston, oh, he hits the jump hook.
Well, I think Wesley Unseld said it well a couple years ago. He said, now that there's no fighting rules in effect in the NBA, it takes the bully and makes him even a bigger bully, because you can't protect yourself. In past times, guys could, initiate a fight, and the fight in itself at least created the activity. Now, if you initiate the fight, you're not only thrown out, but you're heavily fined and might be suspended. In those days, you had to stand up for your rights, and you could, without getting in trouble, from the league, from the officiating, from whatever else. But now it just makes the teams that can bowl, it can be more muscular, even be more so, because now they can threaten you into a situation. What are you going to do about it?
Pippen. And Grant got it back for Jordan. Michael Jordan with his 4th field goal. Edwards going straight to the hoop. It's a 2-on-1. Pippen. And the Bulls lead 54-46. Scottie Pippen, high man with 14 points. Shot clock is at 5. And a very friendly rim from Michael Jordan. But McGuire again, he's attempted only 3 shots, and that was early. Here's Jordan in the race with Thomas. The Bulls now by 14. Michael Jordan tripped up. Foul committed by Edwards.
He's just so tough to cover. Look at Edwards falling down. All he can do really is tackle the guy. He is just too quick for him, and it really creates havoc with the Piston defense. He is splitting every trap, every help situation.
Nice fake by Jordan. Goes to the scoop. 18 for Jordan. The Bulls 74 and the Pistons 61. Maguire from downtown. Good play by Pippen again in his face. Here's Dumars with a wild shot, and Jordan rebounds. He has Pippen. The Bulls have pulled away to a 15-point lead. Difficult regular season because of all the injuries suffered. Michael Jordan now with 21.
I got a little spoiled in college. I came in my first year and we actually won a national championship, and ever since then I had to find out what it really feels like to get to be a champion again. So I guess it would certainly cap off a good career for me if I could win a championship, to see the different stages of actually proceeding to win.
Jordan and Armstrong in the backcourt. Grant up front with Williams and Pippen. Jordan changed his mind and was able to find Grant.
Well, it's been that way all day long, Marv. Jordan is just looking. He'll score if he has to, but he would rather feed the ball off.
And Pippen able to feed it off to Jordan.
Turnabout is fair play, and their defense right now is doing it.
And you have to also go back to the acquisition of Bill Cartwright, who's come up very strong in the playoffs. Here's Jordan. And again, got the hop. A nice job, in particular with the situation these days in the NBA where you can win it. It counts, yes, and the foul. You don't have to have the super center.
No, if you had to have the super center, there wouldn't be many champions.
Timeout has been taken. 3 minutes gone by in the 4th. The Bulls lead by 20.
That Chuck says, I don't think I can do anything else in Detroit. I need to do something else. And Chuck is now clearing the bench. And all we have to do is listen to the crowd.
Very emotional scene as Isaiah Thomas and Joe Dumars were taken out of the game. Bill Laimbeer ran off the bench to hug both of his teammates. The Pistons with the indication that it is all over. A great run has come to a close. With 4:38 remaining in this 4th quarter. Now Isaiah runs out to center court to hug Mark Aguirre. Very emotional scene for the Detroit Pistons. What a job by Phil Jackson and his staff. Phil in his second year as head coach of the Bulls.
Just an outstanding job by Phil. You know, he knew he had a good ball club going in, but to put him on this level is something else. And, you know, Phil, he sits over there like Mr. Cool. He doesn't get too upset right now. His head's down and everything. I'm not certain he knows he wins. I see he shakes hands right there with one of his coaches, and I'm sure he feels good today. You do know he played on the outstanding Knick teams, so he knows what it's like to be in a championship.
He was an assistant under Doug Collins for 2 years. Phil credited with much of the Bulls' defensive improvement. Had a 13-year career in the NBA, 11 with the New York Knicks, including the 72-73 championship season. He was with the club 69-70, but did not play in the championship, sidelined by injury. And I'd have to say he was not a likely choice for one who would go on to the coaching ranks.
Well, I don't know about that, but he really is an outstanding coach. He did a nice job in the CBA, and has just done an outstanding job here with the Bull organization.
I say that because his interests were elsewhere. Did not appear to be interested in coaching. And
I think, Michael, that Magic Johnson really got him fired up about it and really did the job. Well, I think the crowd is cheering here for the Bulls right now, and the Pistons as they leave the court.
I don't think they're cheering for the Bulls, but I think the greeting is for the Pistons as they are headed off as time runs down. Pistons wasting no time in getting out of here. Now a timeout was called. They left the bench, although there's 7 and 9/10 seconds remaining. The Pistons just left. That's a three-pointer. With 4 and 9/10 seconds remaining. Isaiah Thomas got it on to Jack McCloskey. With another emotional hug. That's been the story here in the fourth quarter. The Detroit Pistons heading back to the locker room. Their season has concluded, while the Chicago Bulls advance to the NBA championship round. They will go against the winner between the Lakers and the Trailblazers. Let's go to Ahmad.
All right, Michael, for the last 3 years, it has been Detroit that has gone on. Let me be the first to hand you this. And also, it had to be a bit of sweet revenge winning here.
Well, you know, I think you have to give a credit to Scottie Pippen, Horace Grant, my supporting cast. These guys played extremely well. I think for the city of Chicago and for the organization, this is a big step for us. And, you know, we can only go and move up. You know, right now, we're looking forward to the finals and trying to do our best.
Now, you mentioned before the game that you wanted to stamp out Detroit and stop that kind of play. What was that about?
Well, we just wanted to play clean basketball, even though they were going to try to, you know, maybe dirty it up. But we were going to keep our composure and play the game of basketball like we know how to play. And I think we held our heads. We really didn't let them get us out of our game. And we kept our poise and did what we had to do.
All right, I know it's quick, but who do you prefer in the Western Conference, Portland or L.A.?
Well, when you look at L.A., you know, we have the home court advantage if we face them, as well as, you know, if we play against Portland, you have to go out to Portland. Either way, we made it here. It was a goal that we set at the beginning of the season. And, you know, right now, I think everybody's preferring L.A. because of the home court advantage.
All right, congratulations and good luck in the finals.
Thanks, Dave.